Hey guys, I'm going to show you a secret that Disney parks don't want you to know about. If you want to get into the Disney parks for free of charge, we're talking $0. All you're paying for is chicken nuggets. The one trick is... Let's go backwards for a second. This is my sister Felisa. She's pretty cool. We've been basically inseparable buds since I was born. This was our first trip to Disneyland in 1999. We've always loved Disney. This year, Felisa's had the incredible opportunity to be a cast member at Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. Now we're at Felisa's Playhouse.
The Contemporary Resort.
This is where Felisa works.
It feels so weird to be here, like, so weird.
After 5 long months of not seeing her, I finally got to go visit. As for the whole free thing, the one trick is, you just have to know a cast member.
Yep.
That's Felisa. Felisa's awesome.
Hi, Raphael. This is my brother Patrick.
This was our magical trip. Alright, so I'm about to do something that I don't do very often. I'm gonna go to a place that I haven't been ever. And it's really exciting because I'm gonna go see my sister who I haven't seen in quite a few months, so I'm on my way to Disney World.
Thank you, ma'am. Hi. Thank you.
Since I've only been to Disneyland, I was expecting something totally different, but I didn't really know what to expect, so I asked Felisa to plan our days to best highlight the top attractions in the 4 main parks: the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. My goal is to have a blast catching up with my sister and to spot the differences between Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida. Thank you.
Hey!
Okay, we're going this
This is so
way.
exciting. This is so exciting. I'm so happy.
Wait, this is our room?
Yeah, look at this.
I wanted to tie in that.
Oh my gosh.
I walked in and it's like this. Look.
Where you could do sliders. So when I all that.
Oh, this is like a nice hotel.
Isn't it?
So you have
How do you call this hotel?
Caribbean Beach.
Why is it Caribbean and not Caribbean?
And look, they give us little pins. Look.
Oh my gosh! Okay, this is a good day. I got a Ron Swanson style pizza. It's every meat except for salami. Wait. I feel like Alright, so it's like our first night here, and Felisa's taking me around what's called Disney Springs, and now we're in the World of Disney, which is the biggest merchandise store pretty much in the park or property.
Everywhere.
It's pretty good.
Look at this. It's Jenga, but it's Tower of Terror. Isn't that like the best idea?
I've been here for like 2 hours and we already saw a gator.
I have been here for 5 months and I've just saw a gator now. It's crazy.
Okay, we're gonna like try to get close to it.
Insanity. Oh my goodness.
That's not a real gator. That's a toy. That is a Texas-sized gator in Florida. Alright, so we just got back to the hotel. Also, this hat's really good.
I have the same hat. It's awesome. I love that hat.
Also, it's kind of baffling how my luggage just ended up in this room because last time I saw it was this morning in Albuquerque and I haven't touched it or seen it and it was just in the room. That's pretty slick. So we're heading into the park. We're just leaving the resort now. The first park we're gonna hit is Epcot. This is Epcot, or Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. It's home to some awesome attractions, including Test Track, The Seas with Finding Nemo, Living with the Land, and Soarin'. So this place is called The Land, and it's kind of weird because it's basically like a mall, but there's rides in it, and it's kind of a bizarre feeling.
There's a restaurant that like rotates, and then there's like a food court.
Okay, so Test Track was one of the best rides so far.
So fun.
That was great.
It goes so fast.
No, it
like,
flies.
it does. It's fun. My hair's a mess. Patty almost lost his hat.
I know, I almost lost my hat and Felicia was like grabbing onto it. But I knew that it was
I've
secure.
worn that hat on that ride before. So now we're done with Future World and we're going to the World Showcase.
So I guess World Showcase is like the big place where it has
world.
all the different places
All
from
the
the world.
countries.
So
And you
we'll see what
can,
this is
like,
all about.
It has the foods and the shopping and the people from everywhere. And there's not many rides, but it's just kind of neat. So.
Alright, so we just finished up pretty much for the day at Epcot. I'm pretty surprised as to what Epcot was compared to what I expected it to be.
I like Epcot. Like, it's just like chill and.
It was fun. Something to learn quickly about Disney World is it's really as spread out as people make it sound. The monorails and buses aren't just for fun, it's basically impossible to get from one park to another without taking some sort of transportation. So we just arrived at the Magic Kingdom. We're gonna go use some fast passes that Felicia got. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's
Oh,
pretty similar to
we are
Disneyland,
here.
right? It's like this
No, it
part
looks- Looks pretty close.
very close. So when I came for the first time in for Traditions, is like the orientation for Disney. We came out of those like doors right here, and we turned the corner and saw the castle, and I started crying. Me and this girl.
This is like one of the most exciting things that's happened in a really long time. When we got to the Magic Kingdom, the first thing we did was hit some classics. Jungle Cruise, the funny, cute visit of some of the fiercest animals of the jungle, and Pirates of the Caribbean. Since we were sleeping on pirate ships, we wanted to sail the seas right away, except when we got there, I couldn't help but notice that something felt a little bit different. Okay, Pirates in Disney World is kind of small.
I told you.
I don't know what I
I knew
expected.
it. It's shorter. The drop is sad. There's only one drop. Disneyland, there's two.
It's still cool,
It's
but Disneyland did it correct the first time. Disney World
Yes.
kind of fell a little short.
Okay,
We
we're
want to
gonna
get
go-
on Splash Mountain, but it's closed for
like,
renovation,
closed
and
for a
it's kind of
spell. Like, really,
it's kind of sad.
It's
but
been closed. It was closed from August to November. They opened it for like a month. Closed it again. Who knows when it's coming back? And it's my favorite ride.
we spent a lot of time talking about the differences between the parks in California and Florida.
Okay, so this is like Rivers of America. I don't know if it's just called Rivers of America, but like Disney World's Rivers of America, and it seems small.
So I think the problem is not that this place is any worse or Disneyland's any better. It's just that Disneyland did a lot of things correctly the first time, and Disney World just kind of followed.
It's hard to replicate to a way where people are gonna like both of them or like not criticize one or the other.
If they were exactly the same parks, then there would be no reason to go to both.
Yeah, but there's
So
now like
they are pretty different.
there's a reason to go to both, you know, because they're different. They really are.
So it's been a pretty amazing day. It's about to get dark, so I'm probably not going to record much anymore except for the fireworks. But yeah, it's been a great first day.
What do you think of Disney World?
I love it. It's great.
Isn't it great?
Okay, it's been a good day. After an unreal day in the park, Felicia was so excited to show me this. It's called Happily Ever After, and it's an incredible fireworks show that's enhanced with state-of-the-art lighting and projection that transforms the castle into a living Disney machine. This is why Disney is on a different level of emotional storytelling, because they can take a building and use it to make people cry. This is because most everybody has felt something profound and emotional while watching a Disney movie. They're nostalgic and special. Happily Ever After is absolutely breathtaking. After this part, I was so excited, and I had a really hard time getting to sleep. Day 3 was set to begin an animal kingdom, home to tons of creatures, real, fictional, and extinct. The newest craze, though, was this, Pandora, from James Cameron's movie Avatar, and the new ride, Flight of Passage, had a 4-hour standby wait time. Luckily, we had fast passes. We just got off the Avatar ride, and that was the most ridiculous thing that I've ever experienced in my whole life.
It's amazing.
Like,
it is amazing.
If you haven't been on this ride, then just do it. Like, I don't know. That was awesome. I guess that's the reason when people are outside waiting 4 hours for it. It's that good. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Right.
Dino. We got chicken nuggets, and it's in the pail with a shovel. Now we're about to ride the dinosaur ride.
I love dinosaur.
Dinosaur. What's that thing? That's a magic band. We'll talk more about those in a minute. Anyways, it was time for Hollywood Studios. This is the park that I was so pumped up for. So this is really similar to Buena Vista Street in California Adventure.
The whole park is like this instead of just like the small area. The whole park is themed Hollywood.
Okay, so this Tower of Terror is still the Hollywood Tower of Terror. It didn't change to the Guardians of the Galaxy thing like they changed in Disneyland. So it's still the original Twilight Zone one. Now we just wait. Is it just me, or do those lights look like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, they do.
Your loyalty. The consequences will be unpleasant.
Every day I wake up in a bed that's too small, and then I drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive. And then I go to work a job for which pays too little. But on pretzel day, I like pretzel day.
And churros.
We just ate a pretzel too.
Oh yeah, churro and a pretzel.
Also, Disney pretzels aren't that great.
No, they're not. This has been a PSA.
Auntie Annie's pretzels are the premium pretzels. Wetzel's pretzels are in second and Disney are in third.
Yeah,
because
I've never been impressed with the Disney pretzels. Ever.
that pretzel looked a lot better than it tasted.
That's why I always just stick to the churros because I know they're gonna taste good.
Alright, back to magic bands. These things are literally one of my favorite parts of Disney World. They're so cool. So one of the really cool things that surprised me about Disney World is these magic bands. So essentially your magic band is your park ticket, your fast passes, and your room key if you're staying in a Walt Disney World resort. You can even make customized magic bands with these kiosks here, and they'll get printed on with whatever name or character you want.
Also though, like, you just have to like aim for the like high point ones.
Yeah, I feel like if you aim for the high point ones, you get way more points than...
Yeah.
Because like, don't waste your time on the hundreds.
No, go for the thousands. That's what I always do. 500s and thousands.
kind of hope we get stuck on Rock and Roller Coaster, because if we got stuck, then they would turn the lights on, and it'd be cool to see what it looks like with the lights on.
Yes, that's like been one of my goals. Like I want to see it with the lights on.
Okay, some guy dropped his bag in the bottom of Rock and Roller Coaster track, so that's why it's like a problem. Oh, here we go. Then it was time for a really amazing dinner. So when Felicia told me that we have reservations for dinner tonight, I didn't think we'd be eating in a 50s drive-in, but it's pretty cool.
But here we are.
So we're sitting in a car right now. Our day in Hollywood Studios was my favorite day of the whole trip. We rode the coolest rides, and we had plenty of time to do it. We rode Rock and Roller Coaster twice, Star Tours twice, Toy Story Mania, Tower of Terror. We got to meet Kylo Ren in the Star Wars launch bay, and we had a great dinner. So the Star Wars fireworks show was an awesome way to end the day. After the park closed, Felicia wanted to take me on a tour of all the Magic Kingdom resort hotels, including the Contemporary Resort where Felicia works. So this is the Grand Floridian Resort. It's like the fancy one.
Victorian theme. Very, very fancy.
Very, very nice.
Very fancy.
This is where I stay.
This is where the Tanners stayed. The Tanners, you know, Full House. This is the piano that Uncle Jesse played.
There's a kiss from my heart and a breath.
Played this. We shouldn't be in here. We can't afford this place. Who are we kidding?
Now we're at Felicia's Playhouse.
The Contemporary Resort.
Okay, this is where Felicia
It
works.
feels so weird to be here. Like, so weird.
This is not what I expected at all.
I pace back and forth. Like,
She talks about it being like an airport, and I didn't really understand what that meant, but it's like an airport.
This is like a place where a lot of people take pictures. Okay, so if you can imagine, like the fireworks going off right here, it's perfect. This is the perfect place. If
So
you're-
that's Space Mountain, and that's
that's Magic Kingdom. So the
and
fireworks.
that's the castle. So this is the resort where Chris Evans, Captain America, stays. Allegedly he stayed. Oh, he did stay like right there, like last week. So that was pretty much our day today in Disney World. We have one more day tomorrow,
We're gonna go to be our guests for lunch.
and then at the end of it I have to fly back at around 3 something in the afternoon. I'm exhausted. I fell asleep on the plastic bus seats, so.
Okay, do you want to see where Chris Evans was sitting the other day? Like last week?
Yeah.
Right here.
I'm sitting in the seat where Captain America sat.
He sat right here. He was just chilling. Just like you are right now.
Captain America sat right here like last week. Okay, that's crazy. Let's go. It's the third and final day, and we're about to check out of the hotel.
I want to stay in the pirate room forever.
I really don't want to leave this pirate room. It was a good pirate room.
It was the best, and okay, the comfiest beds, the best pillows.
This is our last day in Magic Kingdom, and our last day in the parks in general. And we're really sad, but we still have a lot to do today. For breakfast every day, we mostly ate snacks in the park since there was no breakfast at the hotel. This time we went and got giant cinnamon rolls at Gaston's in Fantasyland. After that, we rode It's a Small World, and it's similar with Pirates in the sense that it's smaller, but It really is a replica since the Small World in Disneyland is the original from New York World's Fair in 1964. It was later moved to Disneyland in 1966. So this is the Hall of Presidents. I've never been here or the one in Disneyland. I've always wanted to know what it's about, so we're just gonna see. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't been on in this either because they were doing the refurbishment to include Trump, so haven't been on it.
George Washington's stature and bearing have marked him as a leader.
And the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
Ladies and gentlemen, the presidents of the United States of America.
My fellow citizens, no event could have filled me with greater anxieties that you had selected me to lead our nation.
Above all, to be American is to be an optimist, to believe that we can always do better, and that the best days of our great nation are still ahead of us.
We just got out of the Hall of Presidents, and at first I was kind of confused as to what it was. It's also kind of creepy.
Yeah, the animatronics don't look real, but then they do look real. Like, they don't look like...
Yeah, all of their faces look kind of off.
And that's, like, creepy.
This was our last time on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I got to the point where I was comfortable pulling out my expensive camera on rides. I think it's because now I'm not really scared of roller coasters anymore like I used to be. I thought it would be fun to capture the moments. What a steal. Tomorrowland was probably my favorite place in the Magic Kingdom because of this, Space Mountain. We ended up riding it 3 times and it was worth every second. After that, it was time for lunch at Be Our Guest. Themed like Beauty and the Beast, it's a great atmosphere with great food. So unfortunately, it's time to get on our last ride. I'm like really sad now. We're getting on Pirates one last time. So this is it, I guess. This has been one of the best trips that I've ever had in my entire life, and I don't know, it was just so much fun.
It was a blast. Even though, like, I'm here all the time, it was way more fun with Patty. Finally.
I'm so glad that I got to spend time with Felisa here since I haven't seen Felisa in a long time, but it's been great.
A good time. It was nice to finally, like, be able to show him around and so we could see how it is here. And
I'm like holding back the tears right now because I don't want to leave. Okay, I've got to go now. Thanks, Felisa.
thanks, Daddy, for coming.
It was a great trip.
Great time.
When it was all said and done, I couldn't be happier. This was such a special trip. It was the perfect place for Felisa and I to just have a blast together with something that we both love. She gets to go to the park all the time, but I feel like she also felt that this time was special. After visiting the park, I think that I might apply for the Disney College program someday like her because I feel like I fit in at the Disney parks. The worst part about Disney parks is leaving them. So thanks, Felisa, for showing me your playground. It was a trip that I'll never forget. Disney to me is part of our family because so many of my favorite memories came from the parks. This was no exception. Just like old times, you've taught me the ways of Disney, not to say goodbye. So, instead of goodbye, I'll say, I'll see you real soon.